Seafood is often celebrated for its nutritional benefits, but beneath the surface lies a complex web of hidden dangers. What if the biggest threats to the safety of your seafood aren't the ones you can see, but are completely invisible? And what if they come from the fiery heart of a volcano, or the disastrous failure of a supertanker? Invisible threats, such as contaminants released by volcanic eruptions and oil tanker spills, can introduce harmful substances into the ocean. It might sound like a sci-fi plot, but a growing body of research is uncovering a hidden and concerning pathway of contamination. It's one that can turn a healthy meal into a long-term health risk. We're talking about heavy metals, toxic, persistent, and invisible, entering our oceans from some surprisingly powerful sources. And from there, they silently work their way up the food chain, eventually ending up on our dinner plates. So, how does an eruption on a remote island or an oil spill thousands of miles away connect to the fish at your local market? And more importantly, what does it all mean for the food you and your family eat? These events release heavy metals and toxic compounds that are difficult to detect but can accumulate in marine life. As these pollutants spread through the water, they are absorbed by fish and shellfish, eventually making their way onto our plates. Understanding how these contaminants enter the ocean is crucial for recognizing the risks associated with seafood consumption. The next section explores the pathways through which heavy metals infiltrate marine ecosystems and highlights why vigilance is necessary to protect both our health and the environment. Seafood has long been celebrated for its nutritional value, offering a rich source of protein, omega-3 fatty acids, and essential minerals. Its popularity continues to grow as more people seek healthier dietary options. However, beneath these benefits lies a hidden concern: heavy metal pollution. Oceans, which serve as the primary habitat for much of our seafood, gradually accumulate toxins such as mercury and lead over time. These substances are often invisible and persistent, posing a potential risk to both marine life and human health. We've been eating seafood for thousands of years. We think of grilled salmon, seared tuna, fresh oysters, foods celebrated for their health benefits as much as their taste. Fish is a fantastic source of lean protein and essential nutrients. Health authorities like the FDA and EPA consistently recommend it for everything from cognitive development to heart health. It's a superfood, a gift from the ocean we've been told to embrace. The pollutants we're zeroing in on today are heavy metals like lead, mercury, cadmium, and arsenic. These aren't just harmless minerals, they're potent toxins. And unlike other pollutants, heavy metals are elements. Think of them like tiny, indestructible Lego bricks. They can't be broken down into something harmless. Once they're in the marine environment, they're there for the long haul, cycling between the water, the sediment, and living things for decades. Understanding this balance between nutrition and safety is crucial when considering seafood as part of a healthy diet. Volcanoes play a significant role as natural sources of heavy metals in the environment. According to the National Library of Medicine, geographical coexistence between humans and volcanoes is a reality with a growing trend. Currently, it is estimated that 14.3% of the world's population lives in the vicinity of an active volcano due to the benefits obtained from them: soil fertility, tourist attraction, or the use of geothermal resources. During eruptions, volcanic ash and gases release toxic elements such as mercury, lead, and arsenic into the atmosphere, which can eventually settle into the ocean. Recent estimates indicate that volcanoes release between 45 and 700 tons of mercury per year, not only through eruptions, but also through fumaroles or diffuse outgassing zones. Submarine volcanoes and hydrothermal vents also contribute by directly emitting heavy metals into seawater, affecting marine ecosystems. Submarine volcanoes release heavy metals like copper, zinc, iron, cadmium, and lead into the ocean through both hydrothermal vents and volcanic eruptions. These processes introduce both dissolved and particulate forms of metals, influencing ocean chemistry and biological activity. These metals are concentrated as seawater circulates through hot crustal rocks, leading to the formation of metal-rich mineral deposits called seafloor massive sulfides. The release of these metals can impact marine ecosystems by creating extreme environments and can also be a factor in human exposure pathways through seafood consumption. The impact of volcanic activity is not limited to land. Underwater eruptions and vents are major contributors to the distribution of heavy metals across the world's oceans. Understanding these natural sources is essential for assessing the overall balance of toxic elements in marine environments. Oil spills from tankers are a sudden and significant source of heavy metal contamination in marine environments. Spills. How many heavy metals come from dumping garbage into the sea? The amount of oil spilling into the ocean from tankers has decreased significantly since the 1970s due to stricter regulations and improved safety measures. Recent data indicate that in 2024, approximately 10,000 tons of oil were lost to the environment from tanker spills. In 2023, the total volume was about 2,000 tons. The average quantity of oil spilled per year in the decade from 2010 to 2019 was around 16,400 tons. While major spills receive significant media attention, the vast majority of spills, in fact over 80%, are small, less than 7 tons, often resulting from routine operations or minor accidents. Overall, oil from transportation, extraction, and consumption accounts for about 210 million gallons, approximately 795,000 tons, of petroleum entering the sea each year, with natural seeps contributing another 180 million gallons, approximately 680,000 tons. Crude oil naturally contains various metals, such as mercury, lead, and cadmium, which can be released into the water during a spill. When these metals enter the ocean, they can be absorbed by marine organisms, disrupting ecosystems and threatening the health of fish and other seafood. Over time, these contaminants can accumulate in the food chain, posing risks to both wildlife and humans who consume affected seafood. The impact of such spills is not only immediate, but can persist for years, making it a serious environmental and public health concern. Bioaccumulation refers to the gradual buildup of substances, such as heavy metals, within the tissues of living organisms over time. Bioaccumulation is the buildup of a substance in an organism at a rate faster than it can be eliminated, a process that is a major concern in marine ecosystems. This occurs when pollutants like heavy metals, persistent organic pollutants, POPs, and microplastics enter the marine environment through sources like industrial waste and are then taken up by organisms. As these substances are passed up the food chain from smaller organisms to larger predators, their concentration increases at each trophic level, a process known as biomagnification. When small marine creatures absorb these toxins from their environment, they retain them in their bodies. As larger animals consume these smaller organisms, the concentration of heavy metals increases, a phenomenon known as biomagnification. With each step up the food chain, predators inherit and accumulate higher levels of these contaminants. Ultimately, top predators, such as large fish, marine mammals, and birds, can carry the greatest concentrations of heavy metals. Heavy metals, such as mercury, lead, and cadmium, can enter the ocean through industrial waste, mining runoff, and atmospheric deposition. These toxic substances accumulate in marine organisms, especially in fish and shellfish, as they move up the food chain. This not only poses risks to their health, but also impacts the entire marine ecosystem, including humans who consume seafood. When humans consume seafood contaminated with heavy metals, they may be exposed to serious health risks. Mercury, for example, can impair neurological development and function, particularly in young children and pregnant women. The health impacts of mercury are numerous, including kidney and nervous system damage and skin problems. Exposure of the fetus to methylmercury poses danger to the unborn child. The inorganic salts of mercury are corrosive to the skin, eyes, and gastrointestinal tract and may induce kidney toxicity if ingested. Lead exposure is linked to cognitive deficits and cardiovascular problems, while cadmium can damage the kidneys and weaken bones. Lead is known to cause a range of health effects, from behavioral problems and learning disabilities to seizures and death. Children under 6 years of age are most at risk from exposure to lead-based paint because they crawl on the floor and they put their hands and other items which can have lead-based paint dust on them into their mouths. Because their bodies are still growing, children tend to absorb more lead than adults. Regular consumption of tainted seafood increases the likelihood of these adverse effects, highlighting the importance of monitoring and regulating heavy metal levels in marine environments. Making informed choices about seafood can significantly reduce health risks. Consumers are encouraged to select fish that are known to have lower levels of contaminants, such as salmon, sardines, or trout. Understanding where your seafood comes from is also crucial. Opting for products sourced from reputable fisheries or certified sustainable sources can offer additional assurance. For vulnerable groups, including pregnant women and young children, following established guidelines on fish consumption is especially important. These recommendations often suggest limiting intake of certain species high in mercury or other pollutants. By staying informed and attentive to sourcing and safety guidelines, individuals can enjoy the benefits of seafood while minimizing potential risks. In conclusion, the issue of seafood contamination is shaped by both natural processes and human industrial activities. These interconnected sources can introduce a range of pollutants, from heavy metals to organic compounds, into marine environments. Throughout this presentation, we've explored how these contaminants can affect seafood quality and pose risks to human health. Understanding the pathways and impacts of contamination is essential for making informed choices. By staying aware of current research and regulations, individuals can help protect themselves and support broader efforts to ensure seafood safety. Remaining proactive and informed is key to safeguarding our health and the environment.